The night has come, it's cold and losing.
Hi folks, it's Deni. 2022 was full of the new hot stuff we've all been waiting for. We saw the new patch of God of War and they're able to play the Spider-Man Remastered. So today I'm going to show you all the coolest new games that have been released this year. But before we begin, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Okay, let's get started. We will start with one of the most sensational games of this year, Elden Ring. The game has been insanely popular since its release, and not for nothing, I'd say. Speaking of the game's plot, well, you will have to figure out that's going on here on your own. Anyway, it's nothing new, but the combat is really cool. If you like a lot of different visuals, strokes, combos, you will definitely like this one. Oh, and one more thing. The cutscenes here are really good. They really make the game even more dynamic and exciting. So go ahead, this game is really worth it. The next one we have is Spider-Man, of course. This game is a console port, so the graphics here is just awesome. The plot here is standard, like in all superhero games, we have to save humanity from the bad guys, and in our spare time we will be living the life of an ordinary Peter Parker, going to cafes, hanging out with friends and stuff. Oh, by the way, the customization fans, here is the thing for you. The game has a lot of features to customize you Spider-Man. You can put a lot of different gadgets on him, teach him different tricks and many other things. In short, this game is really breakthrough for Sony in terms of graphics. So go ahead and check it out for yourself. And then we have that's right, we have the acclaimed horror shooter Callisto Protocol. He will play as a courier Jacob Lee, who delivers packages to different planets. Well, what could possibly go wrong? Well, our guy crashes during one of his trips and turns out to be in Callisto prison. As you might have guessed by now, this is no normal prison. This hell of a place is crawling with all kinds of infected mutated creatures, and it's up to you to get our poor Jacob out. But the story doesn't end there. Our character decides to become a true hero and figure out how to stop this contagion. So good luck cleaning up this mess. And yes, the game is pretty brutal, so be prepared, I warned you. The next game on our list is a fairly simple RPG Vampire Survivor. There is no plot as such, all you will have to do is just run. Yes, you don't even need to shoot, your character will do it by himself. By the way, here there are about 20 characters and each one has different gameplay. But if you want to unlock them all, you will need to do some tasks. They are not very hard, so don't worry. Probably you are thinking, oh dear, what a boring game, but trust me, you are wrong. It's very addictive and suggest you try it yourself. And further one, of course, we have Stray. This is a real find for cat lovers, cause here we have a character who is literally a cat who lives in a distant future. The robots have completely replaced humans. And it's up to us to bring this kitty back home. During our journey, we will encounter sad, moody robots who will need our help. Well, that's optional, you don't have to help them, but I bet you will want to do it. And there are a lot of interesting mechanics, like mewing, sleeping, grabbing someone's leg. Well, anyway, if you like cute games with a touch of sadness, Stray is a great choice. The next cool game is a rather unusual shooter called Neon White, and it is unusual cause here we will use not guns, we will use cars for shooting. Each of them has specific abilities and characteristics. I would say it's a pretty interesting mechanics. And as for the plot, well, here we are going to play as a sinner who is taking part in a competition there the main prize is his own house in paradise. He has to kill demons to win, the more then better. As you go through the game you will learn the details of our character's past life, which by the way he doesn't remember at all. Anyway, the game is really fun, so you should try it. Without straying too far from the Haven and the Hell topic, I want to show you another game, and that is the Rhythm FPS Metal Hellsinger. Here we'll play as a very brave lady called the Unknown, whose voice was stolen and she literally went down to hell in order to kick the ass of the guy who did it. That makes this game unique is that the effectiveness of your punches and shots depends entirely on how well you get into the rhythm of the music. The gameplay here, as you have probably already guessed, is very dynamic. Unfortunately, there are not so many different weapons here, but each of them has a very cool feature, so it completely makes up for the small selection. So if you want to shoot with epic music, go ahead. Next up we have probably the most bizarre game on today's list, Cult of the Lamb. Why is it bizarre? Well, it is literally a simulation of a cult lamb that was saved by some guy, and now, as a thank you, we have to bring him people to become his followers. In simple words, you will need to create and develop your cult. The game is pretty diverse, I would say. There are a lot of different resources here, using which you will be able to construct buildings, conduct rituals and make sacrifices. And there are also a lot of different demons to fight. Well, in Cult of the Lamb you won't get bored. Oh, and also the graphics here is very nice. All those who like something hand-drawn will definitely like it. Have you ever wanted to visit Japan? Well, you can do it in the new adventure shooter Ghostwire Tokyo. But Tokyo here is not going to be like you thought it would be. Tokyo is a completely deserted megapolis with an ominous fog hanging over it that takes away people's human appearance. And you will be playing as Akito, a boy who somehow managed to survive, but his mother and sister were kidnapped, and he is going to save them. Here in Ghostwire Tokyo the world is completely open, so as you have already understood, there are a lot of side quests. And what about the combat here? Here you will be fighting with enchanted fingers. Each of them can bring down powerful elements on your enemies. Anyway, speaking from my personal experience, I can say that the game is very cool, so you should give it a try. The next thing we have isn't exactly a new game, but this one definitely worth checking out. I am talking about Death Stranding Director's Cut. This is literally a director's cut of the already released game, with some nice story refinements added, allowing us to learn more about the lives of the secondary characters. Well, if you don't already know that this game is all about, I'll tell you. Here will play as a courier from the distant future, Sam Bridges. The world in this distant future is not like the present one at all. Now it looks more like an abandoned landmass. And of course, there are a lot of monsters that are carriers of dangerous diseases. And so our courier has a very important task: delivering packages to the most remote parts of the world. So you will have a hard time, but this game is really masterpiece, so you definitely shouldn't miss it. Next we have a pretty colorful game, something reminiscent of a Disney cartoon. Our main character is a girl named Kenna, and she is a spirit guide to the world of peace. But unfortunately, not all spirits can just go and come down. They turn into evil spirits instead and contaminate everything around them. So at one moment our heroine got sick of it and decided to go to the temple to put an end to these naughty guys once and for all. And she will be helped by funny dudes that can not only clean the world of dirt, but also beat up all these bad guys. So if you want to play a fun game with nice graphics, Kenna would be a great choice. Well, a list can be called complete if it doesn't include strategies. So I present you an excellent game, Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord. He will travel around and fight in a huge world, gathering and expanding your army at the same time. You will need to get equipment and supplies for your soldiers, and to do this you will have to plunder other people's villages or get it all in fair fights. Every day you settle will grow and grow. In general, this game is a real must for those who want to try themselves as city builders. Oh, and here they're customization lovers. There are tons of ways to customize your character, so you can go all out here. Well, today's first God of War completes our list. I know, you are gonna say, Deni, what the hell, there is Ragnarok. Well, then your games are cool, of course. But look at this one. Can anything compare to the first part of God of War? I highly doubt it. That great interface and the music was just great. You can still play the other parts of the game. They also turned out just great. But personally, I give my vote to the first part. It's just a 10 out of 10. Well, that's all for now. I hope this video has helped you find at least one interesting game for you, and if so, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It's been Deni, see ya guys soon.